Billy here with
Eddie.
We are
the
Trick-or-Treaters.
Today, Monster Squad, made in '87.
Same year as Lost Boys, right?
Yes, actually, I believe that is. So you got a vampire and a monster movie done the same year. Now, I grew up watching this movie. My dad had told me about it, and this DVD finally came out in 2007.
Okay.
So this physical copy is a little old. But when I finally got around to watching it, my dad found a copy and I watched it. It was one I watched repeatedly. And it's one I had been wanting to add to my collection since I started building my own movie collection. But I wanted to get that one particular because of the special features. I didn't want a bare bones copy of the movie.
There's a lot of special features on here.
Agreed. But I laughed my butt off watching that for the first time because I had already seen the classic Universal black and white monster movies. So watching something like this, which just truly is an homage to those classic monsters, was great. And I love to introduce you to films that are older that I grew up watching.
Right. The Wolfman has nards!
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So I'll let you lead the conversation about it. I thought this was a really fun film. And it's a short film. It's only
87 minutes.
82, yeah.
82 minutes.
Yeah, it's a short movie.
And like the one we did last week, I guess.
Yeah.
American Carnage. It doesn't overstay its welcome.
Not at all. Perfect runtime. They could have went an hour and a half and been fine.
Oh. But the thing is if you notice, the main cast were kids. So it could have been targeted more towards a younger audience. Little kids, attention spans aren't the best.
But where Lost Boys is more teenagers, this might be younger.
Exactly.
What's it rated actually?
PG-13. Must have been shortly after Temple of Doom came out then, because that was that movie was the reason for the creation of the PG-13. Oh, have you've seen the Indiana Jones movies?
Some of them, yes.
The second one gets dark, but they had nothing between PG and R. But it wasn't enough to get an R. That's when PG-13 was created.
Wow,
yes.
okay. Because there's PG-13 and there's like TV-14, which is more for
Well,
adults.
that's for TV.
Right, it's different. There's different ratings. I always
Yes.
find it interesting. This is a fun film, though. I think my favorite was probably the Frankenstein monster. I really liked it a lot.
I mean, not a lot of huge, at least I didn't find huge household names in the cast list. The actors I recognized, mainly because of my love of film, were the suit actors for the Frankenstein monster and the creature from the Black Lagoon, because I love monster movies and all that. And then the actress that plays the mom in this is also the police psychiatrist in Lethal Weapon.
I didn't like her character that much in this film, but
agreed, but she played it well.
Yeah.
But what's great is it focuses on the kids fighting these monsters. And the thing is, you can tell they like those old movies because they know about them.
Right.
They have a whole monster club. That's what starts it.
I really like the treehouse thing. Like when we were kids, I had a neighbor that had a treehouse, and we hung out there. Even though I wasn't a Heights person, we would still hang out in there, and it just takes you back a little bit to that time where you weren't on the cell phone all the time. You were out playing around and stuff as a kid. That was a great time. So I'm sure, like in '87, it was normal for these kids just to be kind of running around town and all that.
10 o'clock. You know where your children are. It's like, I mean, I was born mid-90s, so I didn't have to experience that. But from what I've heard from slightly older people and even my own mom, they could be out all day, and then streetlights came on, they better be home.
Or
on their way, yeah. So yes, it would be perfect for kids to disappear for all day.
Right, you go hang out with your friends, and you knew where everybody was because all the bikes were
all the bikes.
But this film reminds me of simpler times. And I like, too, they didn't try to do all these crazy special effects. A lot of it is just like you said, costumes and more practical
Agreed.
effects, and I think that
I think
adds
the
to the
biggest
film.
special effects would be probably the couple explosions we see.
Right, but I don't like a lot of these films where the special effects overtakes the acting and the story. Whereas with stuff like this, the actors still get to act, and the special effects only enhance the story. Whereas some movies, the special effects take over to where you don't enjoy them as much because of how over the top the special
Yes.
effects are. This wasn't one of those films. This was more of they got it right with the way they did it.
And this is another one is when it was first released, it didn't do too well.
Really? Does that have like a cult following? Would you say like a cult following?
Yeah, I mean there's even a little thing in here from the director. 20 years ago, The Monster Squad was released to dismissive critical reaction and anemic box office. To quote my long-term agent, the silence was deafening. So it did not do well when it was released. It finally found its audience, and a lot of movies I enjoy do end up
Like
doing
Mallrats.
It finds its audience on TV and home media at the time VHS. Because for quite a while there, the question was, where's the DVD? Well, as it says in the thing, the answer is in your hands. It did not get a DVD release until the 20th anniversary,
Wow. Now,
as far as I know.
who would like this movie?
I mean, I could see anybody really enjoying it. Young kids, people who grew up watching the classic monsters. I mean, granted, my knowledge of different types of people isn't the most, because my family, we all grew up watching these old monster movies and we
Sure.
enjoy stuff like this. But yeah, I figure it's pretty much a movie for any audience. It doesn't restrict anybody.
I agree with that.
Granted, there may be a couple of questionable lines of dialogue. Rudy, question. Shoot, nobody virgin.
I give this an A rating. I think this is a very,
Oh.
very rewatchable film. This is one you can show your friends. I would show this to my friend Brian and Jack, and they would probably enjoy it. It definitely has. You can tell in the time it was filmed, it was like a little bit cheesy with some things, but in a good way.
And something I want to do with the older movies we review. This does not need a remake.
No.
It was done perfect. It does not need a remake. It does not need a sequel. It was done great.
Some films, as we discussed earlier, they get it right the first time, and we don't need 20 of them. Talking to you, Fast and Furious. But no, this is a film that's actually I was telling you a video game with the Universal Monsters would be really.
That's something that I've even discussed with my dad, especially when the Lego games were first coming out. We would love a Lego game where it's like you're at like something like Universal Studios or something, and for some reason the monsters come to life.
I wouldn't mind that, or even like a what's it called, a Kingdom Hearts type game where you go to different worlds.
That
with
could
the
work, too.
Universal Monsters. But
But
Dracula in this was cool.
I did love. I need to find other stuff that he's in, because I did like this portrayal of Dracula.
Like he was saying in the last video, I showed him some newer stuff, and he showed me some older stuff. And there is some stuff that isn't that old, like from the 2000s that you showed me as well. So there is like Trick or Treat isn't that old.
Not compared to some of the other stuff I've shown you.
But I'm talking like some of the 50s and before.
Yes, because I grew up watching stuff dating back to 1922.
So guys, I will say we haven't even watched, like between the two of us together, we haven't even watched 1% of probably what we own.
Yeah.
Maybe 1%, but it's not much. Because if we own 1,000, that means we need 10 movies just to get to like 1%.
Yeah.
And we've probably reviewed at this point like 6, 7.
We're getting close.
Well, we're getting close to 10. But yeah, honestly, if him and I actually had like a week off where we were both on vacation the same week, and we like made meals and watched food, or watched, I was gonna say watch food, watch movies, and we, even if we did like 3 or 4 a day, we still wouldn't make barely a dent into our
I mean, I know there's a bit of overlap.
A little, but not much. Like whenever him and I look through each other's collections, he has a lot of stuff I don't have. I have a lot he doesn't have, but we also have different tastes. But there's also films where I wouldn't have heard of them without you, but then I end up enjoying them too. And same with me. There are probably some films I have where you're like, you may have heard of them, but you didn't really look into it. where you're like, oh, okay, well that's not something I normally watch, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And that's what part of this channel is too, is for me and him to get exposed to new movies and shows. And we haven't gone down the show rabbit hole because it is easier for us to review a movie and just to watch one movie.
Show wise, the first one we're probably going to do, because it's easy to do lengthwise, will be Wednesday.
Wednesday and Stranger Things, I'd probably say those two.
I could see the Stranger Things, yeah, maybe season by season.
You're telling me I have to rewatch Wednesday? Oh man.
Oh, you act like that's a problem.
That's tough. I'm not really a big. I can't even lie, guys. I can't even finish that sentence.
I love it.
I love Wednesday. It's a good show. I can make like a 3-hour video on how much I love Wednesday Addams. But
the character alone, not just
no, the character, the way that was played was perfect. We will do review episode by episode for that. There's only what 8 episodes. I'm hoping we get 10. But anyways, this is a good film. I would say Trick or Treat, I'll definitely get for my collection. I'll consider this because it does have some really memorable lines.
It does.
And it has some really cool fighting scenes. And just the way they did this was really fun.
And they referenced other stuff that was big in the 80s, not just the monsters. Hardy Boys.
They did. I did catch that one. Another film I would like to own, they don't carry Walmart anymore. They had it for a while. I just had no idea buy it. The Carrie Seal book. I would like to look at that to watch that with you.
I would like to get the original. I haven't seen the remake yet. And me, I'm normally cautious with remakes in general.
There are a few remakes where I feel like the remakes are better, but it's very rare. There are a few. I'm trying to think of remakes that were actually better than, at least what I thought was better. I enjoyed, actually, I can't say more. I enjoyed the new Fright Night, and they did that, but it still doesn't beat the original.
The problem with doing a remake and trying to bring it into modern times, it just doesn't work most of the time.
No, don't even get me started on the new Crow. I watched the trailer. There were parts of it I enjoyed. The other parts, I'm like, if they would have said, hey, not a great and a different character in the same universe, cool. But I didn't like the way.
But yeah, that's the problem with remakes. Most of the time when they do a remake, they try to bring it forward in time.
And not only that, the fans are love a movie so much. You're going to be hardcore defensive of the original and like why I haven't seen the original, but the remake of Little Women with Emma Watson, Florence Pugh, which I will show you sometime. That was incredible. That was actually a great it's not a remake, it's a retelling.
I bet that in that case, Little Women is also a book.
And I've read the book and I love it.
But I mean something that was an original movie, not based on.
Okay. I can't leave The Crow because that was actually based off of a comic.
Well, I can understand the whole bit of the character, but King Kong is the one that immediately comes to mind. What makes that one great? The remake, the 05 remake, is they set it in the 1930s. They didn't try to bring it forward in time. I mean, granted, I enjoy the 1976 King Kong with Jeff Bridges, but it's just not the same as the 30s.
Well, that would be like if they tried to remake James and the Giant Peach and tell it now. It just doesn't work. James and the Giant Peach was from the 90s, but actually the time period they were set in was in the past when the book time.
Exactly.
So that, I understand what you're saying, but when you try to modernize it, it doesn't always work. If you're going to remake and retell something, put it in the time frame that it was originally and come up with a different way to tell the story.
So we got off.
No, that goes into this, because if they were to remake this, they would have to do it in that time.
9 times out of 10, they were trying to bring it in the modern day.
Like, imagine them trying to do Lost Boys in modern day.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, the hair, the outfit, it would look silly.
Humor,
yeah.
The way everybody acts. There's some charm about the 80s that is hard to replicate. Stranger Things is mentioned.
Exactly.
Because they take place in the 80s, but they're able to keep it. But anyways, yeah, this is a solid film. I'm with him. It could be for younger people. It could be for older. There's no real, you have to be this age to enjoy it.
No, I mean,
it's a fun film.
PG-13 again. Most of that, I think, is because the language, it doesn't actually give reason to just...
There was a lot of language in the film that I found funny.
Don't be chicken shit!
That from the little girl, yeah, that was funny. It was a very fun movie, guys. I would say.
I think that was...
This is one, it's probably not real expensive, is it? Unless it's rare.
I got this secondhand at least They're like $8.
Oh, it was on We Went? Okay, I didn't realize you got them that day. See, I didn't see everything you got. But I did, but so we were going so fast, we didn't actually really take in what we got.
Yeah,
That's sometimes we'll talk and we'll be like kind of trying to do two things
because
at
I
once.
saw something else and I'm like, hold up, I'm gonna see if they got the DVD because I didn't know the Blu-ray had all the goodies. So this is when I specifically, I mean, they've got a Blu-ray that says 20th anniversary, but I do not know if it's got all the special features. So I specifically went and hunted for a version I knew had all the goodies. Because that's the issue with cases nowadays, is they just give the basic. They don't tell you if there's anything extra on the disc, especially if you get the multi-packs. They're like, okay, these are the movies, but it won't necessarily tell you the special features.
What? Okay. We'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Like my Lost Boys set. It just says, boom, boom, boom. It doesn't list the special features that are on the disc.
Okay. Interesting.
Now, sometimes, especially like I said, the Lost Boys set, I specifically found out their individual discs. So I'm like, okay, they're going to have the individual goodies. The problem is not always knowing if you're buying something where they put two movies on one disc.
I think we're gonna start doing this more often though, where we watch one film, my collection, one film is. That way we're both seeing either we've seen it before, we want to rewatch it for the channel, or we're getting to see two different films, one from each collection. We can get through the collections faster that way. And I'm not saying we have to watch everything. There's some stuff I have that I probably wouldn't show you, and there's stuff you have that I might not be as into. But I will say one film I'm gonna show you soon is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We'll give you a little preview here at the end of the video. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one.
Okay, I was talking to you before we put on camera. I would love to start doing directors, talk about directors and their different works. Tarantino, who did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is one I would love to do an individual video on just him and his work. Maybe review a couple of some of his, but maybe some of his better. I mean, he's only done what 10 films where he's directed, and I think he's written a couple others.
Yeah, he's working on his 10th final film right now.
But
Before he
he's done
retires.
a lot, a nice little chunk.
But every film of his I've seen has been great. But yeah, guys, we might do that, and we also we're thinking spooky season. We're gonna have different types of movies we review, and so stay tuned for that. That's why we're called the Trick or Treaters. We like spooky season, and yes, spooky season does start in September. I'm sorry, I don't wait till October.
If not earlier, depending on what I want to watch.
Yeah, I mean, all year I'll watch a horror film. I don't care, but October I tend to watch a lot more. By the way, before we end the video, I'm gonna ask you because to give our audience a little preview here. When it comes to spooky season, give me 3 must watches for spooky season.
3 must watch, in my opinion.
And we'll each do it. So go ahead.
Okay, 3 individual movies, or can they be sets?
However you want to do it.
Okay, individual movie wise. That has become my new yearly tradition. The Crow. It takes place on
Devil's Night.
On Devil's Night, which is October 30th. And the Halloween films. And those I like watching together. Because I may feel like doing them every once in a while. But I'm not always in a huge, cheery Disney mood. So when I get in that mood, it's like watching together.
Well, I do every other year with some films, but every year I watch the Halloween Town. Those are must watch for me. I will say Sleepy Hollow.
That could be another one, yes.
That one I love. And I'm trying to think of one more that I try to watch every year. Because there's some, like Hocus Pocus, I'll watch every 2 years because I don't like it every year. I enjoy it, but I like to have a break.
I haven't seen 2. Is it any good?
Yeah, it's not as good as the second book that I have. Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
And then the third film, Fear Street. That's a trilogy. But I would say that is another one I watch every year because they're so much fun.
And one I'm going to start watching yearly is Barn Screams.
That's another thing we can do for the channel. By the way, I talked to Brian, guys, so you know too. We're planning on doing like a Halloween movie day where we decorate first and then we start watching the film. So we might like add decorations throughout the day and sort of set it up and decorate and watch some like Halloween Town and some other stuff.
That could be cool, like we watch a movie to take a breather
Yeah,
So like in between
it'll be a
reviews,
Halloween party.
like when the stuff goes up.
Yeah, so what we'll do, but the plan is throughout the month, like maybe September, we'll start it off with nothing in the room, right? Just the lighting. And then slowly start adding some decorations. And then throughout the videos, you guys will get to see this world come to life. Between him and I, who knows what we can come up with. I have so many
Scary.
ideas. But I don't want it to be overcrowded like I did the last 2 years. I want it to be more thought out and more like cool.
That's the issue we both have at the moment because
We just did it
the
in
common area is not very big. The common areas in our apartments are not very big.
Right, that's my problem. Even though I've divided mine in half, I only have realistically now something in front of the movie shelves, stuff, little things on the shelves, and then maybe some stuff by the desk. But yeah, I don't have the most rooms. Once I eventually get a house, Halloween, that's the first thing I look at when I look at houses. Can I decorate it for Halloween very well? And the answer is no, that I would pass. But guys, that's all we have for this week. I hope you enjoyed this review. Check out this movie once again. There's the
Oh
cover.
yeah, I'm. We really need to start looking ahead of time to find out if it's available on streaming, to where at least I can check it out.
I would say look around for
Because
it.
this is one that I was looking online at first, and I got, like I said, I got lucky and found it at V-Stock. When we watched it for this video, this is actually the first time I watched this copy, and I'd seen that this is one that suffered what's called disk rot, where the disk just ages and eventually stops working. Luckily, it played through, no problem.
No.
That's one I like to look out for when buying used.
That's the only thing about movie collecting, though, is you have to every now and then replace your films after they experience disc rot, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've not suffered any issues with, I don't think, any of mine at the moment. And I try to keep them, I mean, the other side of the wall I have them on is an inside wall, with the exception of my TV shelf over there, which is an outside wall. But I've not had any issues with that particular one. And trust me, the one that's on the outside wall is used because that's all my DC TV shows.
But guys, that's all we have for
But
you
yeah.
this week.
If we find a good like V-Stock or a good secondhand store, we know we can trust them. We'll pass on the message. I mean,
I will say I trust V-Stock pretty high.
V-Stock, I've gotten a good recommendation from both you and of course my mother.
I've had
Yeah.
other places where I've actually had
And-
some disc skipping with V-Stock. I've never
Another one that I found is actually good is our Thrift Books. It's online only.
Okay.
And I ordered the missing Star Trek movie because I was able to get the rest of them at V-Stock, but they didn't have one. At least the version of it I wanted to match the rest of the set. So I checked Thrift Books, ordered it, watched it when it arrived, no problem. Now I ordered another movie from them. I ordered a double feature from them, the House on Haunted Hill remake made in 1999, and then its sequel that was a direct-to-DVD called Return to House on Haunted Hill. Now, after I ordered those, I found out there was an unrated version of the sequel that showed a bit more gory, graphic.
Uh-huh.
The copy they sent me would not load at all. But what I'm saying is their customer service, I called them, they sent me a replacement, no issues. I immediately popped in the replacement, it loaded, no problem.
So they're good with your customer service.
Yeah, their customer service is great. So if you have an issue, no, they'll try and fix it, no problem with that. A replacement or a refund.
Okay.
No,
And Grub is also pretty good.
And Grub is my.
I've used
is
it
another
now,
one of my
and
go-to.
I think it's great. I also used, there's one out of Asheville, North Carolina, Orbit DVD. What happened was the Crow 4K Steelbook was sold out everywhere. It was before we got our local one. So I had to pay a little more, but I got the 4K Steelbook because everybody else was sold out, and it shipped to me. And I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to preserve it, but now I found out it actually does have a cover that protects it, so it's not going to get scratched.
It does have one of those plastic.
Yeah, it has one of those, and it even has the Art of Emily or a crow or something on the cover.
Like my Cutthroat Island I just bought.
But it has that with the crow.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna have to review that for the channel. We may have to watch the 4K versions. I heard
well,
the art is the visual is great.
One thing we'd love to do is if one of us says I have the Blu-ray because that's the highest quality I can play at home, and he has the 4K, we'll watch 4K. So whoever has the better copy or what could be perceived at first as the better copy, we'll watch it back.
One request I do have though, I hope someday they do make a Steelbook of Halloween Town 2. Like even if it came as a 2-pack, one disc each would be amazing.
The issue with that is I don't think Disney has done any steelbooks for their Disney Channel originals.
I think you're right. I think it's always DVD.
And yeah, I don't even know if they're Blu-ray.
Because everything I have, Sister, which I need to rewatch, Halloween Town, they've all been DVD.
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus, that's 4K. But it's not a steelbook, it's just regular 4K.
That's also not a Disney Channel original.
That's right, you're right, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think they're all just DVDs.
If I'm remembering right, Hocus Pocus was actually, it may have been original Touchstone. And
that'd be right.
What a lot of people don't realize is what Touchstone Pictures was the more adult Disney stuff. It was still done by Disney, but Touchstone was the more adult one.
Really? I don't know that. You know what would be amazing? Actually, I was just thinking about it, guys. I'll leave you with this thought. Imagine the Halloween Town, all 4 of them, comes in the Halloween Town book case.
Oh, like a collection, but it comes in the...
Like the book from the movie.
Yeah.
And it has a picture of Aggie and Marnie on it.
That would look cool.
You can have the heroes on the front, the villains on the back. So when you open it, you see like both.
4 discs.
Yeah, 4 discs.
Because they've got Element with the steelbooks. They've gotten better with the cases.
Disney, if you're listening to this video, make Halloween Town on the steelbook. It doesn't have to be 4K, it can be Blu-ray, but make it. I will buy it. I will be one of the first people to order it.
They've gotten better with the cases. Because they make sure that whichever disc is on top is raised up just a little bit more to where it's not just one disc.
Yeah, because that scratch when it hits like that, it's bad.
Yeah, it's all in it. They've got, I mean, in production, they have gotten so much better in cases. Some of the TV shows they've stacked just 2 or 3 high, and then they overlap them just a little bit. And I think it's mainly because of the number of discs that it takes to do a complete series box set, and they try and keep the price down just
right.
a little
So
bit.
I remember those where you have like all the discs just on top of each other for the seasons.
Yeah.
A charm the way they did it. I'll have to show you some.
I was about to say yours are individual seasons.
Yeah, but they have the discs are not on top of each other. They're like you turn it and it's like actually there's many little cases for each season. Each case is one disc. There's like 4 or 5 mini cases with different characters on the cover of it.
Nice
for each season. Yeah, but I bought them individually as seasons.
I sort of wasn't one to wait and buy it season by season, so my mom got.
Well, this was back in the day when the final season hadn't.
Yeah, so you would
so
get
I started buying. I was buying them like here and there online. I'm like, they were like $20 or $30 each.
In my case, I bought the complete series.
Yes.
I try and buy the complete series at one go. That way, I don't have to wait to damn it.
I don't blame you. Although I do know some shows, it'll be years later when they like Vampire Diaries. They have it now at Walmart as the full series, but they put that out not that long ago where it was Blu-ray and individual DVD seasons. So I have the first 6 seasons. So I don't want to go back and buy. Oh, by the way, one more thing for the channel. I know what my next show I have to buy is. And I'm so interested in watching it. My friend showed me the pilot, and now I want to see more. And that is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Buffy.
I want to own that because that's one of those great 90s shows that goes right along with Charmed.
Once again, sorry we got off track.
Nope, that's how we are. How we are.
We will have to do a video on just like 90s TV.
We'll have to watch some. We can talk about watching Charmed together.
We want, even if it's only like an episode or 2 of each show.
That's fine.
That way we can we can talk about what 90s TV was.
I would like to be able to watch a season and then just give an overall review of this.
The season we can do that, but like 90s TV was awesome.
Yes. We grew up in the greatest era. You played outside you watched cartoons in the morning with breakfast, you played outside all day, and then in the evening you watched other shows or games.
Yeah. I mean, some of the shows I'm watching now, yeah, they're 90s or even older. They're ones I want to watch on the initial and because of my age.
Well, right, and it's cool to go back and see.
I was the one that would be like, can I just play my video games, please?
Right, or you go back and want to see, do I still enjoy this as much as I did as a kid, or do I now that I have a different perspective, will I like it as much?
One, I didn't even have that. I mean, I bought the complete Smallville at Walmart, and that's early 2000s. But I had only seen bits and pieces here and there because I love DC Comics in general is I watched it and checked it out, and I was nice and bought my mother a copy.
Good.
When she lives down in Missouri, I told you this, but we'll get on a messenger phone call and watch them together. Because it's something we did enjoy doing when I was still going back and forth due to court arrangement. But I would go down and visit and we'd find stuff we'd like to watch together. So being able to do that now, especially with the beauty of online shopping, where I can buy her a copy if I find it in the store here and maybe she doesn't, her mom didn't get it or she just doesn't, not able to get it at that point.
Sure.
And I'm able to go, it's on its way.
And we need to watch Futurama eventually too.
Yes, that's my most recent TV.
From the channel. That would be cool.
Is Futurama. That one is not.
How many seasons?
Yeah. Okay. I will discuss that with you in a second. But once again, Monster Squad. Check it out if you haven't already.
Fun video.
Really fun movie, enjoyable. It's basically nonsense for the sake of it. You can just sit, enjoy it. You don't really have to watch too much. A little bit of reading at the very beginning of the movie, but that is it.
It was fun.
And it, yeah.
Alright guys, take care.